Hello, crypto enthusiasts, and we got some news for you. Ethereum futures ETFs have actually been approved by the SEC, despite the fact there is still no Bitcoin spot ETF. The SEC disregarded Congress's demands and actually delayed all of those, and I hope Congress smacks them down hard for that. But that doesn't mean that other futures ETFs can't be approved. Now, why did the SEC actually approve them all of a sudden? It's probably because they're looking forward to a government shutdown. I think there's like an 85% chance that the government actually shuts down. I do not think there's much of a chance at all that somehow they work through a bill that actually gets past both houses of Congress and gets signed by the president by tomorrow at midnight. I mean, Saturday, 12 a.m., whatever. So the government's going to shut down. So the SEC probably wanted to approve this just to get it off their plate before the government shuts down. What that means is it's actually been approved today and it will start trading tomorrow. So while spot remains in limbo, Ethereum futures ETFs have actually been approved, and this is breaking news. So obviously, I think this is still pretty good news for crypto. I think is this kind of like a maturation of the futures market? I think they're going to have to basically approve a spot ETF sooner or later. But this is like breaking news, and it is going to help, I think, the cryptos market. And I think it'll actually help move the spot ETF along. So Valkyrie's Ethereum's futures ETFs approved and will start trading tomorrow. And this is pretty big news. This is the first Ethereum Ethereum futures ETF that's going to be approved, and it's probably going to be followed by so many others. What this will do to Ethereum price, I really don't know. Probably not too much. It might have like a pump at first and then dump back down, as futures ETFs are going to be used to try to control price by the fat cats. Valkyrie is the first of 9 issuers to receive approval from the SEC, offering investors the opportunity to invest in futures price of the world's second largest digital asset through a fund called an ETF. We all know that. This is a pretty big step. You could actually see a lot of altcoin futures ETFs come up. I'm not really all that pleased with alt futures ETFs because they will actually be just used to control the price of the asset. I want some of those spot ETFs. Obviously, spot ETFs are settled in the coins themselves, whereas futures ETFs are settled in cash. And that's like the main difference. And I think that's the breaker that the SEC is actually using, unfortunately, in order to justify why they won't approve a spot ETF. I personally think it's all BS because the price of future spot ETFs and the price of spot ETFs is like 99% similar. So the SEC does not have a very good reason, or realistically, they don't really have any reason to keep denying these ETFs, yet they keep doing so. Obviously, they are not working for the people. They are working for their own evil interest in mind, especially Gary Gensler, probably trying to establish his reputation as a hardline enforcer so he can aim for future prospects. Even though he's like 60 years old, like Secretary of the Treasury, he should be barred from that because he is actually denying investors of opportunities. And he's really hampering the crypto market, which will really hamper innovation in the United States. But still, pretty big news that Ethereum futures ETFs have actually been approved. First time in the United States. So this market is moving on forward. Ripple has canceled plans to buy Fortress Trust. Now, they wanted to buy Fortress Trust about 20 days ago. They actually released a statement 20 days ago that they were going to acquire Fortress Trust. This was actually on September 9th, so exactly 20 years ago. So Ripple, back then, they said, today we are announcing intent to acquire Fortress Trust, part of the Fortress IO suite of companies. Fortress Trust's financial and regulatory infrastructure complements and expands Ripple's comprehensive portfolio of blockchain solutions for finance. So, and it was supposed to be Ripple's portfolio of regulatory licenses now includes Fortress Trust Nevada license, according to Ripple President Monica Long, and licenses are a powerful enabler, but for some reason, they have backed off on it. Now, I'm not really sure if they really explain the reason, but there is some pause on it. I think it might have to do with maybe some problems with the licensing or like something where the SEC actually stepped in. But it is a little bit confounding. I don't think it's because they ran out of money. So right now, Ripple is abandoning its planned acquisition of Fortress Trust, according to CEO Brad Garlinghouse. The Fortress team is incredibly talented and has built products solving real customer problems. While this outcome is different from what was originally planned, we'll continue to support them and hope to work together in the future, Garlinghouse said on Twitter. Now, when it was announced the potential acquisition, Ripple called Fortress a financial institution that provides licensed Web3 financial, regulatory, and technology infrastructure. Maybe the regulatory stuff isn't as clear as they thought it was, and that's why they're stepping out. Or maybe it was a little too expensive, although I really don't think that was the case. Ripple was an earlier investor in Fortress, and of course, like they are still supporting Fortress. So the thing is, like a few days after the acquisition announcement, Fortress Trust CEO Scott Purcell told Fortune that the firm has lost around 12 million to 15 million worth of Bitcoin, USDT, and USDT in a hack. So that might play part of it, but I think there were probably other reasons as well why Ripple did not eventually pursue the acquisition of Fortress Trust. So they won't actually be getting the regulatory licenses and stuff that they were talking about originally. But I don't think that's a huge hindrance to Ripple or Fortress Trust. PayPal was actually making its own NFT marketplace, and this could definitely propel the market forward. They've applied for NFT marketplace patent for on or off-chain asset trading. So they want these patents so no one else can kind of like copy their technology, I guess. PayPal's proposed NFT purchase and transfer system would handle fractionalization, DAOs, and royalties through a third-party provider. PayPal made major progress towards creating its own blockchain ecosystem by filing a patent application for a non-fungible token purchase and transfer system. The application, filed in March and published September 21st, describes a means of carrying out transactions with NFTs both on and off-chain. The patent application, which is still pending, describes a system where users can buy and sell NFTs through a third-party service provider. That provider is not specified, though Ethereum is mentioned in the text. So I'm going to guess it is probably Ethereum. And of course, PayPal coming into the NFT market might boost the NFT market. I still don't think major NFT, like most NFTs that are just crappy JPEGs, will have that much of a market. But PayPal wants to get in the game because there are like valuable NFTs that can generate a lot of money. And that's probably what PayPal is looking at. And they're saying the NFT in this example may represent any unique piece of digital data that can be tracked using a decentralized blockchain ledger. Examples of such assets include digital images or videos, music, collectibles, and other digital art, along with deeds to personal property. So if you're really looking at NFTs, you might actually want to buy PayPal stock. Because if this thing blows up, I think PayPal will be one of the major markets. They're a fairly trusted brand name in the United States, and I do think they're going to have a lot of connections to get a lot of NFT brands to sell on their platform. I think there is a good chance that they will be bigger than like OpenSea or any of the other any other marketplaces out there because of their clout within the industry. And the system for PayPal could actually be more dependable and more customizable than the other systems in a lot of ways. And they could actually have like new deals like royalties and stuff like that. So this is actually pretty exciting for PayPal, and PayPal is one of the companies that's diving headlong into the crypto space as well as the NFT space, and maybe this will actually give the NFT space some legitimacy, and I do think like people will feel safer, at least most people, not all people, because we in crypto that have been in crypto for a long time probably won't care, but a lot of other like, newbies into crypto will probably feel a lot safer with PayPal than like these other unknown crypto trading platforms. And of course, both HSBC and Honda through FC Pay has actually allowed you to use crypto to buy cars and also pay for mortgage payments. Now, the headline cryptos are XRP, Shiba Inu, Doge, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. But FC Pay, at least for the Honda cars thing, they have over 100 cryptos, including Pepe for some reason, that you can actually use to actually buy cars. I think HSBC is limited to like the 5 cryptos that I mentioned earlier, Bitcoin, Ether, Doge, Shiba Inu, and XRP, I believe. This is really cool, but it's not, I think, a mover price. I don't think it's such a big deal, honestly. Because, remember when they were allowing Teslas to be bought with Bitcoin, like 5 people actually use Bitcoin to buy Teslas. I don't think this will be a huge use case, honestly. And these are specifically geared towards Western customers, which makes them even less of a use case. Because, like I said before, Western customers look at crypto as an investment asset. They do not look at crypto as an asset where you actually spend and actually use. So I think use of this particular use case will be fairly small. But still, pretty cool that you can actually use crypto for more and more purchases. Hopefully, like crypto will actually become mainstream in terms of purchasing. It won't just be stable coins. But since this is actually debuting in the United States and the West, I don't really see this to be that big of a deal. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.